Welcome to today's ride, which is the Valparola Pass in the Dolomites. This is a pass that's at the road peaks at 2,200 metres. I'm going to start at about 1,450. So cycle through from Corvara, through a couple of villages, and you arrive at La Via, and then that's where the climb for the Valparola starts. This is one of the most interesting passes in the area. I think these mountains were all a significant battle point in World War I, and the Valparola in particular was an entrenched position for the Austro-Hungarian forces and the Italians that were fighting. And there's a World War I museum at the top of the pass with an unbelievable amount of World War I heritage and pieces of artifacts that they've retrieved from the mountains. So they had a really hard life in those battles, and it's fascinating. But not only that, as you can see, it's a massive mountain range, and a beautiful one to ride up. So I hope you enjoy it. Turns out there's quite a lot of roadworks going on at the moment on the Valparola. So I've just come through at least 4, maybe 5 switchbacks, which is permanent roadworks and traffic lights. It didn't really affect me because I'm on a bike, but also the mountain bike. But there is surface missing for about 1 kilometre. So I think maybe if you want to do this climb, I'd perhaps leave it till next year, and maybe they'll have finished the works. And the plus side of that will be that the tarmac will be tip top. And that's how you want it for this climb. when I stop the grade goes to 0, but I'm telling you, this is 30 degrees and this is 11%, and it's super hot. I'm dripping, but just a couple of turns now to the top, to the lovely Refugio, and there's also a beautiful lake up there before we go on to the World War I museum, which I will capture some video footage and tell you a little bit about when we get there. This is one of my favourite things to eat here. It's called a krapfen. It's basically a donut, but I just like the fact that it's called a krapfen. But they're really light actually, they're not as doughy as what we have at home. So this is my little top of the pass feast. Coffee, krapfen, water, and of course every pass you go up wherever possible, get a little sticker to give them your van, add to the collection. Well, this is pretty unfortunate, and I probably should have thought of it really, but the museum is shut from 12:30 till 3, and it is now, I'm pretty sure, about 12:35. Let's have a look. It's 1 so oh, it opens again at 2. Maybe I'll hang around, maybe I will hang around. It's only 50 minutes. It's worth it, it's definitely worth it. So the Austro-Hungarians and the Italians fought in these mountains, all in this valley. This is why the museum's here. And they actually had deep entrenchments in these mountains, so impossible to spot with this camera, but they climbed these mountains and they stayed up there in caves, and this is in all weather, so it would be like -10, snow, ice, the whole lot. Up there they're probably at about 2,500 meters if I had to guess. The pass is 2,200. So, and this whole museum is just full of the stuff that was left behind essentially on the battlefield, and it's been collected together and put here for people to come and visit. So I would definitely recommend it if you're in the area. Can you imagine being holed up? Soldiers, the enemy's coming up through this valley, hiding behind these rocks. They're encamped everywhere. It's middle of winter, it's probably covered in snow. And this is 1914, you know. You haven't got a lot of technology, not even when it comes to your clothing and your things that are going to keep you alive. Pretty incredible really. But the Italians held out. They held out and they kept hold of these mountains. Bearing in mind in World War I, Italy as an entity was only 35 years old-ish. Italy was formed in 1870 as a country. Before that it was just a whole range of provinces. Not the kind of handlebars I'm used to. In case I didn't mention it, that white peak that you can see in the distance is the Marmolada Glacier. So it's one of the highest peaks in the area. I think it's about 3,350, something like that. So it's a pretty standout mountain in these parts. That's a quick look at the Great War Museum that is located in the Fortress Sassi on the Valparola Pass, so I would definitely recommend having a look yourselves. If you cycle up this pass and you miss this museum, then I kind of think you've missed the point, despite the road ride being absolutely amazing. The museum is really thought-provoking. On the mountain bike, I've actually got a couple of options for this descent, so I think I'm going to go about 2/3 of the way down on the road, and then I'm going to take the trail, because once you get back into La Via, the road there to Corvara is not very interesting. It's a bit busy as well, it's the main route, so maybe a bit of mountain bike on the way down. But first of all, I am going to just carry on up here a little way and collect some more views, and then start the descent. So I've just done quite a lot of the descent off-road, but check out this infrastructure. I mean, look at that, everywhere is signposted, and you can take these trails, wherever you want to go. So I'm headed off back to Corvara, which it says is an hour and 20, I think that's walking, but I'm going to head off in that direction and see how we get on. That was Passo di Valparola, with a little World War I history thrown in for good measure. Hope you enjoyed this one. I enjoyed it myself, so I really hope other people are enjoying it too. If you did, then please give it a like, subscribe, and feel free to comment if you want to see anything, you want to see more. I've got some more footage of that museum if anyone's interested. But yeah, if you want to put your comments down below, let me know what you want to see more of. I can try and make the videos a bit more interesting for you guys. Okay, see you next time.